Oxidation must be shown like this only, that initially it was M and finally it becomes Mn positive by losing the electron. Electron loss means oxidation. So E oxidation from now onward will be represented like this. Everybody understands that? Okay. Or we can represent it like how? We can represent it like this if it is standard oxidation potential. When the concentration 1 molar, pressure 1 bar, temperature 25 degrees Celsius, then oxidation potential will be called as standard oxidation potential and will be represented as M straight line, Mn positive. Straight line means obviously two different phases. Initially it was M left hand side, finally it became Mn positive. Okay, now we will talk about reduction half cell. We will talk about reduction half cell. Reduction half cell mean cathode half cell. It is written here in green. I am erasing it because you know it, cathode half cell or the right half cell. Cathode half cell, reduction half cell or right half cell. How the reduction happens? There is a cation that is gaining n number of electron and is being converted into the metal. Okay, this is called reduction. So again we are taking a solution of Mn positive, electrode is metal, and now I have attached a wire and the electrons are being received at the metal electrode. What is happening? The cations are getting the electrons and are being deposited as metal atoms onto the electrode. It simply means, what do we say? It simply means positive charge into the cell decreases. Positive charge into the cell decreases, and again a charge difference is generated again, like the oxidation half cell. In the reduction half cell, again the charge difference gives rise to the potential difference. This potential is called reduction potential. And how do we write it? Like this only. How do we write it? Like this only. And in standard state we will write standard reduction potential half cell of the half cell of the half cell. Half cell means reduction half cell. Initially it was Mn positive, then it becomes M straight line, represent two different phases. Okay, so obviously for the reduction osmotic pressure is greater than solution pressure. Now we have discussed about cathode, we have discussed about anode. Now we will discuss about salt breeze. What is the salt breeze? Let us again go to the figure and then we will see. Look, this is the salt breeze. This is the salt breeze. The salt breeze contains Ka positive, NO3 negative, that is KNO3, KNO3, potassium nitrate, isn't it? Now I am erasing it because I have written it. You can take the screenshot or you can rewind this. Okay, now we are watching it again. Coming back to the content, we were studying it over here. Salt breeze, it is a U-shaped tube as we have seen in the figure. It contains either NaCl or NaNO3 or KCl or KNO3 with agar-agar paste. With agar-agar paste. Everybody understands that? Agar-agar paste is some kind of jelly. Jelly, like you have seen the toothpaste. It is little bit more viscous than toothpaste. Okay. The salt, potassium nitrate, like Na positive and Cl negative, it will be present in the salt breeze. That is the component of the salt breeze. Okay, now I have redrawn the diagram over here. Na positive and Cl negative, we can see over here salt breeze. Why salt breeze is used? Look, I have shown you wire 1. This is wire 1 on the right hand side. This is wire 1. Wire 1 means, how do we write wire 1? Wire 1 means it is connected from anode to cathode and the electrons are flowing from anode to cathode. But to complete a circuit we need 2 wires, isn't it? So instead of the salt breeze, why we are not using a second wire? We could use, because the ions cannot transfer through the wire. The wire is used only to transfer the electrons, not the ions. So instead of second wire, to complete the circuit, we have used what we have used? We have used salt breeze. It means the first function of salt breeze it completes the internal circuit. It completes the internal circuit. Okay, so the content of salt bridge you have seen agar-agar paste with sodium or potassium chloride or sodium or potassium nitrate. We can use many more things. There are so many salts, but as of now we are taking the salts, these 3 or 4 salts, any one of them we can use. Okay, so this contains Na positive and Cl negative, or potassium K positive or Cl negative. The conductivity of anion, that is Cl negative, must be similar to the conductivity of cation, that is Na positive, and the conductivity of both must be high. The conductivity of cation and anion must be same and both must be high. If the conductivity is different, then we will fall into the problem. The current, because of the difference in conductivity, the movement of, the completion of the circuit will not be very much comfortable, or you can say the very much ideal. Okay, so if any of the half cell, for example, we are using either cathode or anode, any of the half cell, if we contain Ag positive or Hg2 positive or Pb2 positive, then we will fall into a problem. What is the problem? KCl or NaCl cannot be used. What is the problem? KCl or NaCl cannot be used. Why? Because precipitation occurs. How precipitation occur? If there is Ag positive and the salt bridge contains Cl negative, look, solubility product, concept of solubility product, AgCl salt will be formed, that will precipitate onto the bottom of the half cell, and there will be no proper supply of anions. Okay, so while using Ag positive or Hg2 positive or Pb2 positive should not be, if they are present in the half cell, KCl or NaCl should not be used. Rather you use KNO3. We must use those salts which do not precipitate, which do not combine with Ag positive or mercuric 2 positive, mercurous 2 positive or lead 2 positive, so that precipitation does not occur. Okay, and the circuit remains complete. Now again a question, for example, we do not use salt bridge. Now what will happen? Let us say we are not interested in using the salt bridge. Let us say we are using a glass tube, and we are using a glass tube like this. Now this is the glass tube. Now what will happen? First of all, the cathode solution is positive. There are a lot of cations. They are gaining the electrons. That solution is positive. And they are losing the electron. This solution is negative. So through the negative solution, that is through the oxidation half cell, negative charge will increase up the left half of the salt bridge, and through the positive, what will happen? Positive charge will increase up the, now there will be a junction. This is the junction at which positive and negative will meet. From this junction, positive cannot go there and negative cannot go reverse, because positive and negative will neutralize each other. They will combine, isn't it? They will combine. So if the charge is reaching up, they will come to the middle part of the glass tube, that is called junction, the positive and negative. And at this junction, a charge difference is generated, as you can see it clearly. Positive and negative means two different charges, and whenever there is a charge difference, there definitely will be, tell me, there definitely will be generation or development of potential. This potential is called liquid junction potential, or in short simply liquid junction potential. So the solution where positive and negative charge meet, a potential is created, that is called liquid junction potential, and it is very dangerous for the cell. It is very harmful for the cell. Why it is harmful? Because now it stops. The charges are not migrating, and if the charges are not migrating, it means circuit is not completed. So a reverse potential difference is generated. This reverse potential generated prohibits the voltmeter for its full reading. How? Let us see. So we are moving, for example, we have used the idle